Okay, um, I'll go first. Well, let me say, we really don't need to be here. So we've been together for about 3 years and 6 months.
4.5 years.
3 to 4 years, it's all the same. So this is like a checkup for us, to check around what's in the hood, change the battery, change the oil, to try to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Very well then, let's pop the hood. On a scale of 1 through 10, how happy are you as a couple?
10.
1. Wait, is 1 being perfectly happy, or is 10 being perfectly happy?
Just respond instinctively.
Okay. Ready?
Ready.
10.
How often do you have sex?
I don't understand the question.
Yeah, I'm lost. Is this a 1 to 10 thing?
Does 1 mean very little, or does 0 mean none? Because technically 0 means none.
How about last week?
Now, does this include last night?
Just tell me how you first met.
Well, we first met back in 7th grade. I actually had one of my old friends tell me to go ahead and give her a call to try to see what's going on.
I first met JR when I got this strange phone call. I was 13 years old, and there's a guy who called my house and asked, "Can I speak to Mary?" And I said, "This is Mary." He's like, "Oh, well, you don't know me, but a friend gave me your phone number." And I'm like, "Okay, and?" And he was like, "Oh, well, don't you go to Delta Sierra?" And I said, "Yes." He's all, "Well, I live right behind your school." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's nice." And that's the first time I met him, but it was weird because I didn't know who he was, and it was just a strange boy who was calling me.
It was actually quite embarrassing. After that point, she knew who I was. I told her where I lived, and from there, I met her again in high school. And then obviously in college, we met again, and that's where it all started. Our first date was at Round Table. We had a medium pepperoni and mushroom, 3 twists, and some ranch.
First date? I can really hardly call our date first date. We had pizza. I wanted to go to the zoo. Didn't really go to the zoo. We drove around a lot. And then we went over to Brandon's house, his best man, and watched Jackass. That's not a really good first date, right?
I knew she was the one a couple of weeks after we started going out. I always wanted to hang out with her, see her, always talking to her on the phone, talking to her on the computer. I always just wanted to talk to her. I knew that I wanted to be with her for the rest of my life.
I knew JR was the one because he is truly genuine. He's very sweet, very kind, very caring. I also knew he was the one when my brothers showed that they really, really liked him. It wasn't about, when you take home a new guy, it was impressing the parents. For me, it was more impressing my older brothers. And he gets along with them so well. And it made me realize, what I had in a partner, and it was him. And he was my everything.
But there are times when she could be irritating. For instance, when I get home from work, she's already in a bad mood for no reason. I didn't do anything to her, and she takes it out on me. But I deal with it. I love her.
But JR sometimes irritates the hell out of me. He leaves his socks everywhere, and when I ask him to stock the fridge, he only stocks it with beer and no water. If there's only one water left in the fridge, he doesn't stock it, and so I always have to constantly remind him. But that's okay, because we're in this together, so we should help each other out, right?
The way I proposed to Mary it was our 3-year anniversary, and we'd never been on a trip together outside the city, so we ended up going to Hawaii. And so my plan was to propose to her the first day to get it over with, so that way I won't need to stress the whole week. Ended up happening on Tuesday, day after we got there. My sister sends us a champagne, some chocolate strawberries. almost spoils the whole deal. Luckily, on the card, all it said was congratulations. So she thought it was saying congratulations for our 3-year anniversary for going to Hawaii by ourselves. So, well, luckily, I was okay. And so it was actually Thursday that I decided to do it. We had a good dinner at the hotel at the Hilton Hawaiian Village.
And for some reason, he had a whole bunch of cocktails during dinner. I was like, wow, you're kind of drinking a lot. He was like, well, we're in Hawaii, we're on vacation. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't think anything of it. I had a glass of wine, I didn't even drink it all, and he drank my wine. So that just showed how nervous he was.
And then after dinner, I told her we had to go upstairs so I could give her present. So we went upstairs. I told her just to wait on the balcony. We had a beautiful view of the ocean. So I went ahead and got the ring. I went outside, and I had some champagne there as well. Actually, the same champagne that was from the one that Patty brought us. So I went ahead and got on one knee.
And I was like this. Because I was like, is this really happening? And he said this whole spiel about how much he loved me. I don't even remember what he said.
She wasn't sure if I was serious.
And he was like, will you marry me? And I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? And like all I kept asking was like, are you serious? Are you serious?
And I was, obviously the whole time I was being serious. And then eventually she said, yes, of course, And so that's how it happened. What I want to say to Mary is that I've been waiting for this day for my entire life, and I'm so glad it's here. I love you so much, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
Hey babe, I just want to say that I'm truly glad that you're in my life, and I feel truly blessed that God has sent me to you and has brought us together. I want to thank you for loving me. Thank you for being the most patient person in the world with me. But most of all, I want to thank you for making me a better person. I love you more today, even more tomorrow, and even more and more forever.